Imagine a world where death is everywhere. Streets are empty, families are torn apart, and the air is thick with fear. This wasn't a scene from a horror movie. This was Europe in the 14th century during one of the deadliest pandemics in human history, the Black Death. Hi everyone, welcome to History Tales, your ultimate destination for captivating stories from the annals of time. Dive deep into the rich tapestry of human history with our expertly crafted videos that bring past events, legendary figures and pivotal moments back to life. From ancient civilizations to modern revolutions, we explore the tales that shaped our world, unraveling mysteries, myths, and milestones with clarity and excitement. Today, we're diving into the chilling story of the Black Death, a plague that wiped out nearly half of Europe's population and changed the course of history forever. So grab a seat and let's travel back in time to uncover how this devastating disease reshaped the world. The Black Death didn't start in Europe. It actually began in Central Asia, around the 1330s, in the steppes of modern-day Mongolia. The disease was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, which was carried by fleas that lived on black rats. These rats hitched a ride on merchant ships traveling along the Silk Road, spreading the plague to Crimea and then to the bustling ports of Europe. By 1347, the plague had reached Sicily, and from there, it spread like wildfire. Now you might be wondering, how did the plague spread so quickly? Well, medieval Europe was the perfect breeding ground for disaster. Cities were overcrowded, sanitation was practically non-existent, and people had no idea how diseases spread. Rats infested homes, streets, and ships, and fleas jumped from rats to humans, biting them and transmitting the bacteria. But that wasn't the only way the plague spread. It also traveled through the air in a form called pneumonic plague, which could be passed from person to person through coughs and sneezes. The symptoms of the Black Death were horrifying. Victims would develop painful, swollen lymph nodes called buboes, which gave the bubonic plague its name. They'd also suffer from high fevers, chills, vomiting, and dark patches on their skin, caused by internal bleeding, hence the name Black Death. Within days, sometimes even hours, the infected would die. Doctors were powerless. They wore bizarre bird-like masks filled with herbs, believing it would protect them from bad air. But nothing could stop the plague's rampage. By the time the Black Death subsided around 1351, it had killed an estimated 25 million people in Europe, nearly half the population. Entire villages were wiped out, and the social fabric of society was torn apart. The labor shortage led to higher wages for peasants, weakening the feudal system. People began questioning the church, which had failed to protect them. Art and literature became darker, reflecting the trauma of the times. The Black Death left a lasting legacy. It paved the way for the Renaissance by shaking up the old social order and encouraging new ways of thinking. It also led to advancements in medicine and public health, as people began to understand the importance of sanitation and quarantine. But perhaps the most important lesson from the Black Death is this: pandemics are not just medical events, they're social, economic, and cultural turning points that shape the course of history. The Black Death was a tragedy of unimaginable scale, but it also reminds us of humanity's resilience. Even in the face of death and despair, we find ways to rebuild, adapt, and grow. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from the past. Let me know in the comments, what other historical events would you like us to explore? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.